Morning once again, everyone. I welcome you all to our specific room, this time with me as your educational technology champion. So, thank you very much for choosing our room, and I hope I can be able to share with you all of the important and essential things pertaining to the platform, the learning platform that we are going to discuss in this very room. And of course, with the questions or with the hands-on activity that we will be doing at the end of our session. So without much further ado, this room, this parallel session this morning is titled Emerging Technologies for engaging learning experiences in an online environment. So this topic, particularly assigned to me, is very relevant and aligned to what the title of the parallel session is all about. So before I give in all the other details pertaining to the session, I would just like to welcome you first to our room, the School of Graduate Studies na faculty. We also have faculty coming from the basic education and faculty coming from the higher education. So good morning and welcome. So before I go to the other slides, I would just like to introduce first a very short video. It's a 10-minute video that I have created together with the help of the EDM team. This video is all about how are we going to walk through synthesizing or teasing you with what the learning platform we call as Google Sites can offer to us in our discussion for today. So, Sir Ted, may you do the honors for the next slide.
What is an e-portfolio? Why should I create a digital portfolio? How does Google Sites become a convenient portfolio software for both teachers and students? Hi, I am Miss Janelle S. Cruz. Today, I am going to tell you how you can answer these questions briefly and with 6 easy steps. Typically, portfolios are viewed as one of the major product performance tasks in teaching and learning. In the field of education, whether you are applying for a job or submitting essential pieces of work that justifies your growth and learned skills, all these can be attained in a type of portfolio. Because of the dynamics of technology and education, a new mode of presenting portfolios has greatly helped stakeholders. The term e-portfolio or digital portfolio came into picture. This has made one good product to be conveniently made, materially diverse, and most importantly, lasting. A digital portfolio is not therefore subjected to wear and tear. One of the simplest basic ways of presenting entries in a digital portfolio is with the use of Google Sites. Why should creating a digital portfolio using Google Sites be a better use for teaching and learning? Firstly, Google Sites can make the process become a delightful experience of integrating various mediums of work and an unconventional approach to a portfolio presentation. The user can create a site uniquely made to be different from any portfolio available online. Second, viewers of the said platform can enjoy evaluating a portfolio while not having so much time putting all the pieces together. It makes one work holistically threaded, such as putting a more comprehensive touch of various elements to create a common theme.
Good day. I'm going to show you how we can create, navigate, and publish a digital portfolio using Google Sites. So the first step is to type sites.google.com in your browser, and automatically it will show you a page like this. So if you want to create a new portfolio, you can click the blank plus But this time I'm going to show you a finished or an already made portfolio, the one that I have submitted in one of my subjects where I was a student. And this is the Prog Ev subject. So the first thing that you're going to look at is the title part, which is the top part of the screen. You just have to rename or to edit the title. Here I have decided to name it as my Prog Ev portfolio. Prog Ev is the subject course or the title code of the course that I was enrolled in. So the next part is to edit the announcement banner. You can show or hide your banner. You can change the color of your banner. And you can also edit the message part. And of course, you can choose the visibility as well. Now for the navigation, you can decide whether you want the navigation mode to be on top or side and change the color as well. Now the next part of our homepage would be identifying the homepage, the title of course, and the subpages. And here I've selected 5 subpages and I have named my homepage as my e-portfolio. Now you can also edit the text of your title banner, adjust the readability, and of course to add a background image for your title part of the homepage. You can upload an image. You can also select an image that is already saved in your Google Drive. You can also change the format, whether you want the title part to be a cover type, large banner type, banner, or title only. Now, if you go to the next part of the homepage, you're going to see 2 videos. The video to the left is an introduction video, and the video to the right is a synthesis video of the course. Now, these 2 videos have been pre-recorded in Google Meet. So it was very easy and convenient for me to be able to insert it in the homepage since both applications are made by Google. Now the next part is I'm going to show you how I was able to insert this video. So when I made use of Google Meet and recorded myself saying things, the next thing that I did was just wait for Google Meet to give me a copy of the recording, and then I went to the Meet recordings folder, locate the video that I have created, and then clicked the video, and it was inserted easily. Now, of course, I have do not forget to create a sentence or a short description of what the video is about. So next would be this part. This part I have selected or uploaded an image, but you can also have another option, which is to select a saved image from your drive, from an image that is shared with you, or an image that is already saved on shared drive. So you have a lot of options of uploading a material in your page. And of course, the last part, I have included the footer part, which aims to present my email address and other descriptions about the homepage. But there are a lot of options on the right side of the screen as I'm showing it to you. You can actually add table of contents, you can add a YouTube video, you can add Google Docs, you can add Google Slides, Sheets, Forms, Charts, and many more. So there are a lot of options to choose from to make your homepage very creative. Now, let us go to the making of the specific pages of the portfolio. So all you have to do is to click the Pages tab on the right. And once you click the drop down button, it will show you that the first page that I've created is the executive summary of report. But creating a subpage is just as easy as clicking the plus button on the bottom right part of the screen and then deleting it right away. Now for the executive summary of report page, what I did is just to insert a saved Google Docs file. So I have created a report outline in our course. This is what it looks like. So it shows what my topic is about, what I will be discussing with my classmates and to my teacher, and then I have inserted it there. Now the second page is my individual report. So this shows my PDF file presentation, the one that I use to support my discussion in class. So I have attached it also as an evidence of my learning in the subject, and these PDF file is also saved in my Google Drive. So it was very easy. I just have to locate the folder where these are saved and just click it right away so that I can see everything. Now, the third page is the reflection part. In the reflection part, this is quite. So the next part is for you to attach again another material, and here I am now on the third page, sub page of my digital portfolio. So I can open and maximize it in a new window, and I'm showing you now a PDF presentation of another report of mine. I'm so sorry for the connection because some of the slides cannot be shown on the screen, but nevertheless I have made use of Canva again as an application to make my presentation pleasing, attractive, and interactive. So the fourth page, I've created another report. I have attached again another report, and again I have been using Canva to create an interactive presentation. So I hope you can check it out and test it yourself so that you are not only confined to creating a typical type of presentation rather than just using Microsoft PowerPoint and Google Slides as your option. So you can also make use of Canva, download it as a presentation, upload it on Google Drive, and then save it and attach it to your Google site. So that is how easy it is for me to be able to attach contents or entries in my portfolio. And the last page is the individual outputs. In the individual outputs, this is a combination of the different tasks that were asked from us. So I just collated it and synced it in as one presentation. So I have created a TOS, I've created a test questionnaire, I've created a reflection part, and I have attached and connected it as one folder or one file. So now I'm showing to you that you can actually assign any of these pages to be the home page. You can also go to the drop down menu under publish for you to view the published site. So once you've clicked the published site, this is how it will look like for the audience. So all of the pages are attached and placed on the left side of your screen. You can just click it right away and the navigation is as easy as that. So going from one page to another is just by clicking the title of each of the pages, and it will show you right away all of the contents, all of the entries, whether or whatever the format or type it will be. So those are the outputs. Again, I'm showing to you the audience view or the screen that you will see if you will be looking at the site that is already published by the user. Of course, the announcement banner is found on top. You see my videos. I will click the videos to show to you that everything clicked is automatically played. So again, this is made possible because of the integration of the Google apps, because Google Meet and Google Sites are coming from the same suite. So the videos, the introduction and the synthesis video that I have created can be inserted and played right away. I was not able to download or upload any video at all. I just have to wait for it to be saved and insert it on my site. Of course, the footer. Now, going back to the sites, you are seeing already the home page and the specific pages. Now, I will show you some other important commands that you need to explore. You can unpublish. You can also click the gear button. You can go to the three dots and make a copy of your portfolio, your work portfolio. You can also preview using that button, this button right here on top. Once you click that, it will give you a desktop view of your Google Sites. You can also copy the published link and share with others. Once you click the the person plus or the share with people, you just have to type the email address, and automatically that person will serve as a collaborator or editor of your portfolio. Once you click the chain link, it will serve as you copying the link and sharing it with your audience. So that is how easy creating an e-portfolio is. So I hope you've learned something. Thank you very much for watching.
Google Sites has experienced some changes in the years since its debut. The classic version looked a lot like Google Docs does now, but the additional functionality and new features make it a viable contender when it comes to digital portfolio making. Google Sites is completely free with any standard Google account. The number of sites, however, you can make is only limited to the 15 gigabytes of storage that comes with your account, but you can purchase more at any time. It is worth noting that this storage is shared with all your other Google apps. That's how it goes. Take note that with the 6 steps, Google Sites will not make you create a visual interactive product only for yourself, but you can also collaborate with your classmates, co-teachers, or anybody you would like to help improve your site or contribute entries in it just the same. Not only this, literal interpretation of the software teaches us that we might have created a digital portfolio based on what and how we want it to be, but the bigger idea is knowing that we also have created our own personal website over a course of time. Needless to say, Google Sites offers endless possibilities to make your digital portfolio unique and customized. So I hope you learned something. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Ted, for playing. So, welcome again, everyone, and thank you for patiently watching the step-by-step tutorial on how I was able to create my very own e-portfolio. So, I really believe in the idea of Albert Bandura in social learning theory, and of course, with the emphasis on modeling, that we cannot teach what we haven't experienced yet. So I have to take my own experience and use that to be able to discuss digital portfolios to my students and now with you, my colleagues and workmates in the SAL. So welcome. This is all about, we are going to talk about digital portfolios and reflections on learning. So may we go to the next slide now, because I would like to present to you what will be the objectives of the day session. So for the objectives, hopefully at before we end our session at 11:45, you will be able to, or the participants will be able to discuss the purpose of portfolios, differentiate the 3 types of portfolios, examine the salient features of some sample e-portfolios, and of course, to create some essential elements or entries of a showcase portfolio through a collaborative activity. So hopefully everybody can be able to visit and create a part of a portfolio later on. So because of the objectives are already presented, now we are going, or I am going to present to you what will be the essential topics for this session. So for our walkthrough, major topics will, of course, navigate on digital portfolios and reflections on learning, but most specifically, we will start with the nature and types of portfolios. Next would be knowing what are the possible entries of a portfolio, or what are the contents that we can put in a portfolio. And of course, last but not the least is knowing the 6 easy steps in making a Google site. So Google site is the platform that we are going to make use of for us to be creating an e-portfolio. But nonetheless, if you know other platforms like Canva can also create Google an e-portfolio. We also have PressReader. PressReader can also create an e-portfolio, a digital portfolio. But this time, let us make use of Google Sites, because I know that everybody here in our community already has an LSU Gmail account. So all of us can make use of Google Sites right away. So now let us first start with the content. So starting with the purpose of a portfolio. This time, before I present what the definition or what the nature of portfolios are, I'd like you to remember a certain part of your learning experience or maybe a teaching experience where you have asked a student to create a portfolio and submit it to you, or you yourself have experienced as a student before that you were asked by the teacher to submit a portfolio to them. So for you, during your experiences, whether may that be of teaching or may that be of learning, how would you describe a portfolio, or what do you think is the aim of asking people or asking students to submit a portfolio? So do we have a volunteer? If none, then I will be calling some people
Hello,
to
ma'am.
answer my question. And first of all, may I ask Sir Dennis? Ay, Doc Gab. Is that Doc Gab?
Yes, good morning, Ma'am Jen.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Um,
Good morning, Doc.
in my experience, yes, apart from the e-portfolio, the basic and in the broadest sense, portfolio is a kind of monitoring tool in the progress of the learners, how these learners is faring in a way of the content of the modules in specifically in our courses in applying this in our career in the students area. Now, this is to monitor their learning progress and how far have they gone, their performance versus our learning targets. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Gab. I miss you. It's nice to see you again, Doc. That's a very good answer on the purpose of portfolios, not taken from a perspective of a teacher. Now, we can actually see the actual progress of the students overall in the class performance in a specific course because of a portfolio. And just like what Doc Gab said, it's all about trying to find out which among our learning targets have been realized, which of those have been strengthened, which of those have we overlooked because we have been able to compare and contrast the performance of the students from the portfolio to the learning targets that we set. Now, without much further ado, I'd like to tell you what are the possible creations or what are the possible outputs that we can put in a portfolio. So actually, an academic e-portfolio is a digital collection created by a student of their course-related work. So this is something that is not very deviant from a physical portfolio because in the traditional times, we are used to, or say for myself as a student before, I am used to being asked by my teachers to submit a physical portfolio in a form of a clear book, a folder, or a creative customized book that I pass to my teacher. But this time, now that we are adhering to online environment, so we just convert whatever we put from the physical portfolio to an electronic one or an electronic version. So what are the different course related work? So we have essays, we have posters, photographs that have been captured by your student, videos, artworks. We can also have academic e-portfolios that can capture other aspects of a student's life, such as what are their extracurricular activities, what are their curricular activities, what are their employment history, if this is all about applying for work or preparing for work. Say, for example, you have interns with you or you have students who are already in their on the job training. And also, we have volunteer experiences of your students. So, all of that, it can be presented within your portfolio. So, in other words, can we go to the next slide? So in other words, e-portfolios document and make visible student learning. But a good portfolio should be more than just a collection of products. What do we mean by this? We will know that a portfolio is not just a requirement that is being asked by the teacher, or the teacher is just too lazy and then he or she just wanted to make sure that you were able to complete all the quizzes, you were able to complete all the tasks. So it is that time of the academic year that your teacher is going to require you to submit something. So no, because if we are aware of the next topic that we are going to talk about in a digital portfolio, you would know that that is not the very reason, or that might not be the only reason why your teacher would ask you to compile and to create a portfolio in the first place. So, knowing about the types of portfolio, we will learn that it is not just about a collection of products. So, what are the different types of portfolios? Next slide, please. So, we have actually three types of portfolios. And what are those? So, I hope the slide is transitioned already. Okay. So, the first type of portfolio is a showcase portfolio. May I ask Sir Marco, Jen Marco, to please read the description of the first type? Sir Marco, are you
Hello,
there?
Miss.
Yes.
Good morning, Miss. Good morning, teachers. A showcase portfolio contains products that demonstrate how capable the owner is at any given moment. Hello, Miss.
Okay. So let us start with a showcase portfolio. Yes, but okay. So thank you, Sir Marco, once again. Sorry, I was having trouble with the connection. I'm just not sure if it's at your end or on my end. But anyways, showcase portfolio can also be called as a display portfolio. Now, what is this type of portfolio? If you want your students to be able to collect the best works that they have all throughout your course or all throughout the learning experience, then this type of portfolio is what you are assessing at the end. So when they are going to submit this type of portfolio, what you want to see in that portfolio is how do they define the word best works? How do they define the phrase best works? So say for example, a perfect score for one student, a perfect quiz may be something that they would include in a showcase portfolio, but for other students who only got 7, who only got 6, who only got 8 out of 10, maybe that is also their version of a best work. So the showcase portfolio is not just about showing the perfect scores or the perfect rated tasks of your students. It's all about trying to tell them that because I am asking you to display your best work, that is up to your interpretation as to which of those that we did do you consider as the best. What could be some ideas of defining best? Maybe for a student, I would say, as a student, my best work or a best work that I can include in my portfolio is a certain task where I was commented that I did a good work, or where I was commented that I got an A for effort. Even if I did not get the perfect score, I was able to be appreciated by my teacher. And so this is the best work and I want to display it in my portfolio. So this is the first type of portfolio. Now the second one is an assessment portfolio. I think this is very much related to what Doc Gabrielle have mentioned a while ago. So may I ask Miss Apple Jane, can you read the description of an assessment portfolio? Miss Apple?
An assessment portfolio contains products that can be used to assess the owner's competencies.
Okay, so I would not elaborate on that, particularly if you have certain set of competencies that you want to test, even if those quizzes or those tasks that you have that the student have included in your digital portfolio are not yet graded, then being or asking them to compile it into a portfolio will make it easier for you to look at the forest rather than the trees. Diba? If you want them to present a project and how they were able to start from scratch up until they finish the product or up until they finish the project, you would want to see the overview of everything. Then ask them to compile it and make it as an e-portfolio, an assessment e-portfolio. So in that way, you would see how much type of or level of hard work they put into the project, or how much they have put the term collaboration into sense. So maybe it's a group project or if it's an individual project. So everything can be documented in an assessment portfolio, and you can grade it right away. Now the third type of portfolio is next slide, please. Okay, I'm so sorry if it's a little bit delay on my end, but I could not see it the next slide. But anyways, here we have the third type of portfolio, and that is a development portfolio. So for the development portfolio, it shows how the owner has developed and demonstrated growth. It contains products from various stages of the process in which feedback have been received, and also products from work which can still be in progress. So meaning to say, these three types of portfolios will tell us that it's not only about requiring you to compile and collect hundreds and hundreds of papers, or to store something on Google, to store something in your computer and just add up to the storage capacity of your computer, but it's all about letting the students reminisce, recall, or to reflect, because that is the end goal of asking for a portfolio. What is the reflection of the student on learning? And hopefully, when the student will be able to submit the portfolio to the teacher, it will then be the role of the teacher to reflect on how did my teaching go, or how was I able to affect and influence the student in how she or he would learn in my course. So now that we know the three types of portfolios, let us go over the different portfolio entries. So I hope I am still audible. I am clear. So in the portfolio entries, we have the following. It is presented on the slide. Portfolio entries is just simply saying what are the different contents of a portfolio that you can put. So if our platform is Google Sites, I think you have seen already in my sample a while ago in the video, what are the different entries that we can put. Again, we can put documentation, you can put quiz or exam papers, the students can put reflections coming from his or her own self, reflections or comments or feedback coming from the teacher, coming from the classmates, coming from other people in the community. So that could be possible. It could also be rating sheets. Say, for example, the students that you're asking to create a portfolio of are your OJTs or your interns. Diba? Most likely, we were asked at some point in time when we were still interns, or we were still in our OJTs, to create a portfolio and submit it to our advisor or supervisor. So those things can be presented in a digital portfolio. We could also have drafts, drafts, scratch, what do you, uh, initial plans, initial projects, the brainstormed ideas you can put into your e-portfolio. So it would depend on the type of portfolio that your teacher is asking you of, or if you will be the teacher, that would depend on what kind of portfolio are you asking them to do. So the entries would be different in the type of portfolio that you will ask. And of course, please do not forget that aside from the outputs, the tasks, the results, the scores that you are going to put in the portfolio, please do not forget to also share a little bit of yourself. That is your personal profile. Why is it important to discuss about your background? It is not about telling your whole life story, because that would cost you a lot of pages in your digital portfolio, and we don't want our teacher or the audience to read so many things about yourself. But this is all about letting the audience know as to why are you doing this, as to how come you were able to create a digital portfolio like this. So because you have presented yourself through a personal profile page or section in the digital portfolio, The audience can see your face, how you look like, what is your outlook of life, what are your accomplishments, what are your experiences that may somehow be related as to why you got outputs and you presented outputs like that in your portfolio. So the next part, right after our portfolio entries, would be our first activity this morning. So of course, I would not only resort to having myself talking a lot of things here, but I want to test also, and I want to hear much from you. So for our first activity, I want you to visit this site, and I am also going to paste it on our chat box. So I will copy for a while, and I will paste it now on our chat box. So this is the site that I was able to uh, present a while ago in the video with the help of the EDM. So all you have to do is to click on the site. I'm sorry, I was able to what do you call that? To paste the link twice. So please click lang po yung pinaka-recent kanang pinaka-ubos na link that ends with e-portfolio. Yun lang po yung i-click nyo na link. So that will redirect you to my Google site that is a sample e-portfolio. And this time, I will be giving siguro 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. I will keep my mouth shut for 5 to 7 minutes. And I will be asking you to use that time to explore the pages of my sample portfolio as an audience. And I will be asking your criticisms, constructive criticisms later. You are very much free to tell me what can you say about the different things or the different parts of my e-portfolio. What can you say about the title? What can you say about the integration of Google Drive? What are Google application? What can you say about the videos? What can you say about the whole thing, the theme of the e-portfolio? So you can actually explore that. And for those who cannot access because they are using their mobile phones as of the moment, EDM, Sir Ted is very much generous to share the screen with you right now as what you are seeing. They're already sharing the screen of the site as an audience. My only request though, for those who are exploring it themselves, you cannot see the videos, you cannot see the PDFs that are Google Apps integrated if you have not signed in to your LSU account because I only shared it with the LaSalle University accounts. So please do make sure that if you're going to click the video, you are going to enter your LSU account for you to see everything. So 5 minutes, siguro, we can. Yes po. Yes po. We can embed the site into our canvas also. So 5 minutes po, and then we'll come back and I'll ask some people to share their comments on the site. So thank you po for exploring my humble e-portfolio, and thank you so much to Sir Ted for also giving a sample that you might want to check also. Sir Ted was able to share the link of the still on progress na e-portfolio with his students po. It is posted on our chat box. Sir Dennis asked if we can embed the site into our canvas, and I said yes a while ago. I'm so sorry. We cannot embed, as to my knowledge also, but we can share the link through Canvas. So maybe we can just put the link there, Sir Dennis, on Canvas in one of our Canvas pages, and then the student will just click there. We can insert the link, and then it will redirect them to another tab of your browser para ma-open to siyang a link that you will publish for them to see. Something like that, Sir Dennis. And also, the good thing with Google Sites as your platform for digital portfolio making is that, for example, Sir Dennis would want his class or each of the groups to create an e-portfolio. But Sir Dennis would also want to see the progress of the portfolio as an editor. So Sir Dennis can create or generate the Google site itself, and Sir Dennis can just add the group members or the students to be part of the collaborators of the Google sites. So that's how it works. It's a very nice feature of Google actually in general, that everybody can monitor what everybody also is doing. So as what you are seeing on the screen, this is Sir Ted's doing. This is a sample of assessment and evaluation e-portfolio. So you might see also I'm seeing different sub pages and the sections of each of the pages of the e-portfolio. So again, it's not only the students who can take charge of the e-site or the Google sites, but it can be the teacher who will generate the site. It can be the students who will create the site and will just invite also teacher Dennis or Sir Dennis to become a collaborator of the work. So just like Google Docs, just like Google Sites, when somebody is adding a slide, when somebody is adding a page, you will see that, okay, this student is doing this one, is doing this part. Or, okay, my students are now 50% in completion of the digital portfolio. So now I will be asking Miss Marielle, what are your comments about the portfolio or portfolios that you have seen so far?
Hi, good morning po everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Miss Marielle.
First of all, I really appreciate po joining this topic po. It's because before, our knowledge about like creating websites is really like complicated. You have to run through some notepads like HTML. There are a lot of codes, but right now it is easier because it feels like Google Sites just gave us a tool wherein we could do what we cannot actually do before. It's because, diba, for Google Sites, you could create it instantly. Sometimes there are like templates already. It tells you
Mm-mm.
what to do. So it makes e-portfolio and creating sites easier. So my comment in this one is that I think that it is a good initiative that our students and us teachers as well have it easier compared to what is done before, because I think it would only not only help in speeding up the process of creating sites, but also trying to like explore our creativity, and there's so much more to learn. So that's it po.
Thank you, Miss Marielle. It was very well said. Now, I'd like to get a section of Miss Marielle's answer. So, to the comment of Miss Marielle, she said that in Google Sites there are available templates that you can make use of. If, for example, you are still a beginner, you don't know how to start, where are you going to start? in the making of your digital portfolio, Google is very generous to give a help support page or a help support tab for you to explore of. There are questions that already has answers there. Say for example, you want to start with a homepage. How do I create a homepage? So there is already an answer to that, a step-by-step detail or information coming from Google so that you won't have a hard time. And also with the designs, because that could also be one of the problems that will come in the creation of our digital portfolios. What will be the design of my site? What will be the design of my portfolio? So Google also is presenting to you example or sample templates or themes that you can choose from if you don't have the idea of creating your own theme or creating your own design yet. So here are the 6 easy steps in making a Google site. So this one is presented during the video, part of the first few slides a while ago. But now let us go back and to recall, how can we create a Google site? So step one is to open Google Sites. That's sites.google.com. Next is you can open a Google Site support page. You can just go to Google. Say, for example, you have a browser with you. Example, you open Google Chrome. Google Chrome is your browser. You opened already sites.google.com. You can add another tab and type there Google Sites support page, and it will redirect you to that page that has a series of questions about how to make a portfolio in Google Sites and what are the possible answers for those questions. Now, step three, as you go along the way, you can start adding your layouts, just like the banner, the sub pages, the home page, the footer. How do you add the videos? How do you add texts? How do you add images? Now, the fourth one is you can use free or paid templates to help your site. So this is an example of the screen that you will see if you will go to Google Site support page. So Sir Ted is showing to you what are the possible questions or what are the possible queries that will come along the way, and you can just click it and the answer is there already. Now, if you are done with the layout, with your entries, with the contents, you can now click publish when you're done, and you share the link to your audience, to your students, or to your teacher. Now, if you're done, you can also share your website for others to edit. So the link can be actually there are two settings for Google Site. The first setting is, are you going to share it to the audience? So you have the link and that will be shared for the audience. The second setting would be, are you going to share it to others as collaborator? So you can also do that. So there are two options for the draft and for the site itself. Now, another thing is that just like what Sir Jess was able to present yesterday in our day one, there is a customized link for our Google sites. We can actually rename our Google site with our title or with something or with a name that you would want to. Say, for example, this sample e-portfolio that I presented to you, I titled it with the URL sites.google.com/ zone tech zone 21-22. So you can actually create your own name of your link or your own name of your URL for your sites. And those are the 6 steps. Now, next slide, Sir Ted, siguro we will skip through the whole because, Sir Ted, can we go to the next slide? The next slides that you will be seeing are just a step by step, one by one presentation of how it looks like on the screen and what should you do first. Okay, so that's opening the sites, opening the Google support page, adding the layouts. That's what it looks like, using templates. Then step 5 would be clicking publish, publishing your site. You can create your new URL. And then the last step would be allow others to view or edit. Now, it would be very much relatable for you if we will just go to our next activity.
because our next activity is all of us will be, or all of you who are attending this room right now, will be creating a Google site, a digital portfolio right now. So I am going to, again, click this send the link on our chat box. So I will be sharing to you. Actually, I have created, that is the editor. So the first link that you see there, that's site.google.com, that is the link to our group digital portfolio. We are going to be editing a portfolio all together at the same time. Now, what about the second link? The second link that you are seeing on your chat box is the link to the files. Of course, we will be creating a digital portfolio. What are we going to upload there? So I have created a shared folder on our Google Drive so that you know what are you going to upload in our digital portfolio. So say for example, I will be asking one of you to add a title. Then another one will add an image. So that will be based on my direction. So we are going to test it out if naana ba jud tayo, eh, what do I mean by here? If we are going to have a first-hand experience on creating a digital portfolio together. Okay, so let us, okay, Doc Gab is already here. Who else, Sir Ted? We see man now on the top screen the pictures of the people who are already in the Google site. So I hope everybody can join po. We already have a lot of people who are here. Yon. So everybody can edit this. Now, may I ask Doc Gab? Doc Gab is the first person who interacted with us this morning. Doc Gab, can you change the page title and make the page title be Psychology of Learning? Sige, Doc Gab. All you have to do is to double-click the page title and click Psychology of Learning. I will be very careful with the subject because the instructor for this graduate school course is here. I would like to say hi to Dr. Ellie, Ma'am Ellie. I will be presenting some inputs about psychology of learning. So, psychology of learning. So, thank you, Doc Gab. So, that is how easy you are going to create your title. Now, we are going to create a home page. This time, I would like, Sir Dennis, would it be fine, Sir Dennis? Can you attach the banner of our psychology of learning course through uploading an image that is found on our Google shared folder. The title of that image is Course Banner. So all you have to do, Sir Dennis, is to click on the background of the text na gi-type ni Doc Gab, and then you are going to add image. Yun yung change image. Yun. Change image and then upload po yung course banner on our shared folder. Sige. While waiting for Sir Dennis, we will ask now Miss Marielle. Miss Marielle, can you add po one video? There's only one video I think that I attached to the shared folder that I uploaded on the shared folder. Can you attach the video? Can you embed the video on the next section right after the title section of the home page? All you have to do po is to insert a video. You can actually, yeah, you can actually click there on the right section, right, what do you call that? The right section of the screen, yung drive. Click po yung drive and then it will automatically show you yung you have to locate first the folder, yung folder natin. And then, yun po, you click the video. There's only one video that I put into the folder.
Yun, thank you, Sir Dennis. So, that was very easy, Sir Dennis. Okay lang ba? How was the experience? Okay lang? Okay. So, say for example, we want to edit Dr. Gab's text. Ah, yes. Ah, yes, Sir Dennis.
Actually, it wasn't me who uploaded the picture, Miss Janelle. I
Ah,
was just still looking for the picture, but thank you for the
ay,
person who
okay.
did it. But I got it
Okay.
already. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Dennis. Now, we want to edit yung text ni Doc Gab. So, since SciLearn or the text psychology of learning is already found on the background, we want to use the text na lang for the name of the teacher. So, say the name of the teacher is Miss Janelle Cruz. So, can I ask Sir Marco to edit the title text? Sir Marco, to Miss Janelle S. Cruz. And can you put the title siguro on the left side? We can put it there. Now, this time, I would like to ask, isa pa may mga other people there. We can add now some PDFs. Let us try to insert some presentation. Yung mga pages, yung mga reports natin for the portfolio. So I will go to the people and I will ask somebody to do that for us. This time, I'd like to ask po si Ma'am Miss Annalyn. Miss Annalyn, are you there?
Yes po, good morning po.
Yes, good morning, Miss Annalyn. Can you go to our shared folder again? Just like what Miss Mariel did, you have to click the drive button on the right section of our Google site and then locate our folder and locate for PDF1. There is a title in our folder which says PDF1 so that it will be presented on our home page. PDF1. So while Miss Annalyn is trying to locate that PDF1 and inserting it on our homepage, let us try to say our last part or last section of the homepage is the footer. How will the student contact me in my SciLearn class? How will my students, ay, okay, yon. Yon, I can see it. But can we move the SciLearn after the video? Miss Annalyn, can we drag that one? You can drag that by clicking on the right side, I think. Murag na doble siya, no? Okay, yon. So we have that already. Now, the last section of our homepage would be how to contact me. So can I ask this time, Miss Apple, can you upload po in the footer, in the last section of the homepage, the bottom part of the homepage, can you look in the folder yung how to contact? I think that's the file name of the image. It's an image, you can upload it. You can just our screen sa Google Slide and then use that image. Or you can also click yung drive. Sige, let us try to see if Miss Apple can attach po yung for how to contact. Let me verify first ha if that is the name. If that is the name of my of the file name of the image because I think I forgot. But I just want to make sure basin malibog si Miss Apple wala day dito sa folder ang akong gias sa iya ha. So for a while that the name is sakto, how to contact. Yun po. If you see an image on our shared folder titled how to contact, yun ang i-upload Miss Apple for the footer. Now, while Miss Apple is doing that, can we go to the Pages tab, Sir Ted? Pages tab po, right beside the Insert tab on the top part. You have Insert, Pages, and Themes. Can we click the Pages part po? And let's add another sub-page. Because this is going to be our home page, let us add another page. Sir Ted? Can you see already the subpage? I hope I'm not delayed po in the sharing of the screen. So far in my screen, it is frozen. But anyways, if you will be adding the sub pages already, all we have to do po is to click ayun. Yan. So we should add a new one. So the plus, we can add a page by clicking the plus button on the bottom part of that section of that tab. Yan. And we will name it, what are we going to name it? My Reflection. Thank you, Sir Ted. So we're going to name it My Reflection and then done. Okay. Okay. Now that we have My Reflection, can we go there? Hi, what did we do? Our home. Okay. So in My Reflection, this time I would like to ask Ma'am Cheat. Ma'am Cheat, are you there? Ma'am Cheat?
Yes,
Ma'am
mom.
Cheat. Ah, yes,
Yes,
Ma'am
mom.
Cheat. Ma'am Cheat, can you go to the My Reflection page on your Google site and can you add sa background, sa title, katong pareha sa gibuhat ka ganina ni Sir Dennis or kung kinsa man ganining nag-add sa title page og Silern. Na ako gibutang sa shared folder nato, ma'am, nga My Reflections banner. Can you upload that, ma'am, in our as background of our title sa My Reflections page? Sir Ted, can we yun. Okay. How about our home? Reset muna natin, Sir Ted, or remove for the My Reflections lang, My Reflections na page. Yun. Delete sa daw ni Sir Ted. I-delete sa ni Sir Ted because nag-duplicate siya. Okay, we have the home page already. It's completed. So we will add another page for My Reflections para si Ma'am Sheet can add there. My Reflections. Okay, then click done. Then we can, okay. Can we go to the My Reflection po, Sir Ted, na name sa right side of the section? There will be 3 dots that will appear there. Can we assign it as a subpage? Siguro sigurong na ano siya. Add subpage. Okay. Sige.
Miss Janelle, are you talking
Ah,
about someone made footer kasi? So that's why it appeared here.
yes. Pero the title man, good sir, is I want to change the background of the banner. Sir, one last request. Sa ano na lang, sir? Sa home bitaw, sir, na
Okay.
section. Click the 3 dots po beside home, the word home. May 3 dots ba on the side? Yan. Tapos add subpage. Doon na lang tayo. Yan. Reflections. My reflection. Yon. Yun pala. Okay. Thank you, Sir Ted. So we have here My Reflection po as a subpage. Okay, we already have a subpage now. Can we click the subpage na, Sir Ted? Okay. Yon. Sige, Ma'am Cheat, can we add po an image? Insert po, insert My Reflection banner. My Reflection banner. So what we can do na lang po, because the title I think is, it's there already. So we can add na lang the image right after the title section. So if this is the title section, yung below na lang po. Add image na lang po, Ma'am Cheat. And then after My Reflection, if mahuman na si Ma'am Cheat, I would like to ask Miss Dith, Ma'am Meredith, are you there? Miss Dith, are you there po?
Hello.
Hi, ma'am. Good morning, Miss Dith. Can I ask you to insert a quotation? There is quote one in our shared folder that you can upload in this page. Yon, thank you, Ma'am Cheat. You are already uploading the reflection banner. Thank you. This time, after sa reflection banner, si Miss Div na pod ang mag-add sa quote 1. Quote 1, that is
Jen,
an image. Yes, Miss Div.
sorry, I am lost. I just joined because I came from
Ay,
a meeting. So I do not know what is going on. I'm still listening.
okay. Sige,
Someone
sige
can
po.
help to do what you want me to do. Thank you.
Okay. Sige, I'll call somebody else, Miss Div. Okay
Thanks.
po. Sige. I'll ask somebody else. Miss, is this Miss or Mr. Levy? Glenn? I think Mr. Mr. ba po? Mr. Sir Levy Glenn? Are you
Yes,
there?
Miss. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. Can you add po yung quote 1? Ay,
Code
may
1.
nag-add na. Si Doc Gab. Doc Gab is already adding it. Sorry, Sir Levy. I'll assign you another task. Doc Gab, is it okay for you to place the quotation after the reflection banner? I-move lang po siya at the next section. Reflection banner first, and then the quotation. Thank you, Doc Gab. Congratulations, Doc Gab, for adding it. So, Sir Levy, what I am going to ask you po is to add a text. Can you insert a text po? All you have to do is to go to the insert tab on the right section of the Google Slides. Add a text at the bottom of the quotation. Sir Levy, what
Noted,
I
Miss.
would want you to add, because you're going to type good, you're going to type good in that text box. I want you to type what you've learned today in the making of an e-portfolio or a digital portfolio. So you can start with, what I learned today is, and then complete na lang. Balag one sentence lang, Sir Levy. Sige, let us wait for Sir Levy to insert a text. You can just click text box there. Text box. Sige. So we can insert a text there. We can write. It doesn't really mean that we have to find pa another application like Canva or Google Docs para magsalat sa atong reflection. No, you can actually write directly, immediately on our digital portfolio. So using Google Sites, you just have to insert a text box and you can just edit there and write your reflection right away. So, Sir Levy? Hopefully, Sir Levy can already answer, no? But siguro, Sir Ted, with the help of Sir Ted, you can already insert the
Still
text
loading,
box.
Miss. I switched
Ay,
pages.
okay. Sige, Sir Ted, can I ask you to insert a text box na lang? Okay. And then, we'll have, si Ma'am Julieta. Ma'am Juliet, can I ask you to write po one sentence, your learning or your takeaway for our workshop, our session for today? We also have Sir Levy. Sir Levy is answering. Sir Ian also is answering. Thank you po for answering. So today I learned, siguro one sentence lang po. If Doc Gab will also join, that would be fine, Ma'am Ellie. The rest of the participants, you can insert a text box and write one sentence lang. And then, after siguro 1 minute, we can ask na dayon, Sir Ted, to publish our very own site. O, diba? In a couple of minutes, we already have our collaboration digital portfolio. So, although ready-made na ang atong mga contents, pero all of us work together in creating this digital portfolio. So, pwede. Yon, nag-answer. I learned very good input on how to use Google Site. I learned how to make an e-portfolio using Google Site. I learned how to easily create websites. So thank you very much for your feedback. Learning is truly a lifelong process. Yes. Yon. Okay. So say for example, it's already published na, Sir Ted. Thank you po because we only have 2 minutes to end our session. So let us see our audience view. How does our e-portfolio look like as an audience? If we look at it as an audience, it looks like this. You see? Can we go to the home page? Certed home. Yan. Okay. So click lang daw home, sir. Okay, so we have here there. Actually, pwede na ninyo ma-maximize, pwede pa napadako ng video, pwede pa na ninyo i-resize ang PDF presentation. The footer, you can actually resize all of those. So, this is truly a productive session. Thank you very much for joining me and for participating and interacting well with the activities that I have presented. So what is the takeaway before we end? I only have a minute. So first is
TechZONEd Con 2022 Festival of
reflection forms as they collect, create, and put the pieces together in a portfolio. So actually, I will just leave the statement no as an end statement for this session. Do not confine yourself to what you know now. I know you already know now how to navigate Google Sites, but this is only the start of everything. You can create a digital portfolio starting today, but you can actually share this one, your knowledge, the learning, the pieces of learning that you got today for your students to create a blog site, to create an educational page, to create a club, journalism, debate club site, a social media page. And you can also ask them to create an employment page where they can actually present and display all their qualifications so that when they will apply for a job, they just have to give that Google Sites and they will just say, hey, mo niya akong qualifications. You can hire me if you want to based on the qualifications that I have on Google Sites. So I end our session for today. Thank you very much for attending and I hope you have learned so much or something, one thing or two in our session. Goodbye po. There is an announcement yet at the last part.
TechZONEd
Yan.
Con 2022 Festival of Learning.
Thank you po.
TechZONEd Con 2022 is presented to you by LaSalle University's Educational Technology of Educational and Digital Media Services Team, or EDMST, and Institute for Development Education and Learning, or IDEAL, accredited with 10 CPD units, PTR 2018 186 1103. TechZONEd Con 2022 Festival of Learning.
Thank you, Miss Jen.
TechZONEd Con 2022 is presented to you by LaSalle University's
Can we
Educational
have a
Technology
screenshot
of
of
Educational and
of
Digital Media
everyone
Services
look
Team, or
with your cameras
EDMST,
turned on
and
so that we can
Institute
have a group picture? Thank you. Can we have a group picture first before we end? Yan. Sir Ted, please do the honors. Ikaw na dyan ako operator. Thank you so much. Okay. Say cheese. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay. Thank you po. And see you this afternoon for another session. Thank you, Sir Ted. Thank you, everyone.